Hi friends, I just got back from a little getaway weekend with my husband, and so now I have quite a few things that I need to ship out, and I figured since you really liked the last ship with me video, I will take you along with me. It is an absolutely gorgeous Thanksgiving day. Like, I don't know what is happening, but I decided to step out here because my house is a little bit chaotic inside. But we just got home for this weekend. Also, don't worry, I filmed throughout the whole weekend for you guys. We stopped into some little stores, we stopped into a Goodwill, and so I have that coming up on my channel, so stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see that. But right now, let's go pick my orders, and then we're gonna go upstairs and ship everything out. So I just got everything typed in and ready to go. So as you know, we gotta go down into the dungeon, which is my basement, to ship these things out. Thankfully, I had some really good like shoe sales and some bulk orders that we're gonna pull. I've got a couple things that literally just sold that I listed very recently, so they're in there. Actually, there might be one here. Right, yeah. I sold this pair of American Eagle jeans, so we're gonna grab those, and I'm going to get everything else out of the bins. A lot of you shared some concern with me lifting these bins. I am with you. Your thoughts are valid. Your thoughts are my thoughts, but I'm working with what I have. What I don't think share in that video is we are very possibly moving within the next year, and so creating a storage solution that works here that might not work at our next place just isn't in the cards for me. So I'm just kind of waiting it out one more year, trying to be safe. As I'm lifting, I'm very active. I work out a lot, so I'm hoping that helps me. But let's get pulling. When I have something that has been listed for a really long time and it's at the bottom of the bin and I get to like dig it out, it's like a really good feeling. I also love when I have stuff that are big and bulky that aren't in the plastic bags that I get to get out of my inventory. Yay. I think this is everything from downstairs. We already got the American Eagle jeans. We have quite a few, 1, 2, 3 shoes to pull upstairs. And then we've got to stop by my closet to get one thing. Yeah, so let's go pull that. So you get another quick peek into my closet. You're gonna see this sweater, and I set it here because I was gonna wear it, but I ended up listing it because I needed stuff to list, and it sold before I could wear it, but that is okay. We will get it shipped out. All right, here we are. My mother-in-law is staying in here this weekend, so I just tucked her stuff off to the side while I could film this. She was very nice, but we gotta pull a few pairs of shoes. So we gotta grab those. And these, let's make sure these are the right size. Yes, size 4. I have a couple pairs of those right now. And then, oh, I'll tell you about these. I'm so glad these have sold. For any loyal viewers of the channel, you will have seen these in this spot on my shelf for so long. So I'm excited to get those moved out. So let me get you set up and we will start shipping. All right, here we go. Yes, I stole my daughter's little unicorn thing. Again, she's the sweetest. She lets me borrow it for these. But all right, I didn't have like the best sales weekend, so these are going to be the sales from Friday like afternoon-ish until it's like Monday afternoon right now. So it's basically all of Saturday, Sunday. with like 1 or 2 things from Monday and Friday sprinkled in. Poshmark did fairly well. eBay just was like terrible. So you're gonna see that. I'll be fully honest and transparent with you guys. I also have a few items that I wrapped up Friday to take with me in case I was able to ship them out on Saturday while we were on our little weekend trip to Virginia. I live in Maryland, so it was just like an hour and a half away. We went on a little weekend trip and we weren't able to find a post office before it closed that morning because we were out doing things. They don't have to go out until tomorrow based on my shipping premise with the long weekend because Monday is a federal holiday today when I'm shipping this. So, but real quick, I thought I would just tell you what they are because they were sitting downstairs. I was like, they're going to ship out with all this other stuff. I might as well tell you what they are. So the first one is just an LL Bean flannel. It sold for $14 over on eBay and it sold pretty quickly. These little LL flannels always do really well for me. They're not going to sell for a lot, but they always sell and they usually sell pretty quickly. I also sold a little Calvin Klein sheath dress. It's just a plain gray sheath dress, but they do well. I accepted a $20 offer. Between like 20 and 30 is what I usually expect for these. I got this, I think, at like the 50 cent or dollar day that I have. And the LL Bean flannel was free to me. It was family members. So if anyone remembers my story about my grandmother, that was one of hers. And then this I got super cheap too. The best sale of the entire haul here, I'm just going to show you, is this tailor stitch flannel. If you've been watching my swap meet videos, I got this at this spring swap meet haul that I actually just recently got listed. I listed the swap meet haul I just went on very quickly, but the other one took me a while because I had a lot of backed up inventory. So this was absolutely free to me. And oh no, I lied. I got this at the most recent one because my friend was with me when I found it and I was like, this is the find of the day. Yes, I'm sorry. I got this at the most recent one, did get it listed quickly, and I ended up accepting a $90 offer. I had it listed for $150 over on eBay, which means it was on sale with my 20% off discount for $125, and I got a $90 offer. The sell-through rate on these is great, so I could have absolutely countered or declined and waited for something better to come along. But what I decided was I had been having a slower sales week. I wanted that income in. It was free to me, and that's still a really fantastic product. So, all right, let's get going on some of the ones that I need to wrap. I said I have some bulkier ones. People are definitely starting to shop for the cold weather. So the first thing I have is this Steve Madden poncho. It's really beautiful. It's really soft. It's got a hood. It's got some crochet details here. And it is brand new with tags. So when I found it, I was excited about it, but it has sat forever. After purchasing this, I heard someone say, don't buy clothes from shoe brands. And that has resonated, guys. I have been trying to follow that more and more unless it's super special, because I have a really hard time selling clothes from brands that typically sell shoes, like Steve Madden. I have a couple from like Vince Camuto that I picked up. I like selling Steve Madden shoes. I like selling Vince Camuto shoes, but not their clothes. So that's just my tip for the day. So good riddance for this little shawl. It is beautiful. I didn't wear it obviously because it was new with tags, but I absolutely would have if it didn't have tags on it. So this sold on Poshmark for $24. I think that was part of my 10% off offers that I run on, or I'm sorry, my 30% off offers that I run every Sunday to get things moving. I purchased this at a, oh, you know what? I'm looking at Steve Madden shoes. These are the, I better double check this. These are the Steve Madden poncho. I have two things from Steve Madden. But yeah, this is definitely it because this, I'm sorry, I accepted an eBay offer for $18. Now that I'm on the right Steve Madden, good catch. I accepted an $18 offer because I was so ready for these to be sold. I got this at the Prime thrift store where I do lots of thrift with me's, and my average cost of goods that day was $3.54, but it was listed for 763 days. 763 days, and I made $11.51. We're gonna see if it's gonna fit in this, or if I'm gonna need to. It might just be a little bit too wide. I think we might be able to squish her in. It's not gonna hurt it. So yeah, I just don't pick it up unless it's really, really, really special, because I thought this was cute. Ponchos typically do well. It was new with tags. I had like reduced the price a couple times. So I'm taking my $11 and running for sure. All right, so let's get this label on here. Oh, my cat is clawing at the door again. She hears me in here. All right, we'll save the shoes for later. Next, another big bulky item. This is a Kalia sweatshirt. Hold on, I'm gonna let my cat in so you don't have to deal with hearing her pattering at the door. Say hi. Say hi to Oreo. She really wanted to join us. She might sit in the window and she can just hang out. You wanna sit in the window? There you go. My little knot here just came out. It's so warm that I had to put on a tank top, and I'm usually always cold. But okay, this is a Kalia sweatshirt. It's just a hoodie, but it's got one of those funnel neck hoodies. Kalia is Carrie Underwood's activewear type brand. This came to me in a clothing lot I got in that Facebook group in my neighborhood that I sometimes get things with, just for myself. But this was one that I have a lot of hoodies, so I didn't keep this specific piece. So I ended up listing it. I didn't list it very high, and it sold over on eBay for $17.99. I think I had it listed for $24.99. With my 20% off deal, it was on sale for $19.99, and then I think I sent out a 10% off offer, which made it $17.99. So somebody bought it for that, and I got it on Facebook, so it was $0 to me. It was listed for 237 days, and I made $14.87. Let me know down in the comments if anybody has much experience with this brand. I've heard other resellers picking it up. I definitely would only recommend picking it up at a low cost of goods, free or bins or cheap prices. I might consider it. This was definitely a little bit more substantial of a piece, being a hoodie. I would consider getting it again at the bins, but I definitely would not pay up for it. So we're gonna try another one of these because this did sell on eBay. I don't know if this is going to squish like the last one did. Yeah, we're going to use a gray one. My bags are in a little bit different place since I had to put the room back together. Let's see what we got. Oh my gosh, I'm going to fall over. Okay, I got them. I tucked them all under that chair so my wonderful mother-in-law would have a little bit of room. So we're just going to have to use one of these great big ones. Unfortunately, I don't have a better middle ground between the two right now, I don't think. Probably need to order a few more. I actually just ordered more of this size, and I ordered some snowflake ones for winter, which my daughter really liked. She was excited when she saw them. All right, moving on, we have another sweatshirt. I'll pop a picture up on the screen. Actually, yeah, we'll pop a picture up for this one. So I'm just going to keep it in these little bags. If they're nicely folded in there, I always just keep them in these bags. I'll use the sticker to close them. I don't use the self-sealing bags because I like being able to get them back out if I need to take additional measurements for someone, because I kid you not, no matter what measurements I list, somebody is always like, can I have the upper corner at the chin down to the belly button or something? I don't know. People just want the strangest measurements sometimes. So this was, I should tell you what it was because I didn't do that yet. This is a cartonier, is that how you say it? From Anthropology, little slouchy blazer. It's absolutely adorable. I wore this a couple times. And I got it at a Goodwill retail store. My average cost of goods was $7.10. They are usually $6.99 or so for blazers. They might have gone up even more since then. This one on Poshmark with my Sunday sale of 30% off with discounted shipping, and somebody grabbed it for that. So it was $24. I had this listed for 131 days, and I made $10.08. It was my first time selling this line, and it did have quite a bit of interest, so I will probably keep an eye out for that one, and I would buy it again in the future. All right, next is kind of just a bread and butter basic. It was this Jaffna gingham button-down shirt. I Was surprised when this sold on Poshmark for $22. I had it listed at $25 and someone accepted my 10% off offer with discounted shipping. So I was very excited, and usually I'll accept a lower offer for a Jaffna piece. I tend to grab it when I can get it for a really low cost of goods because the brand sells well for me. I liked this like gingham pattern. Gingham always can do really well. This like slouchy style is really in. So it had a lot of good qualities that would make it more highly desired. And I did get this at the bin. So my average cost of goods was $1.39. It was only listed for 64 days and I made $16.19. I do sometimes sit on Jaffna for a little bit longer, and I expected to with this one since it was so springy, but it sold really well. So that's a success story. Next, I have a pair of jeans that sold from that swap meet haul recently. I think if you watched that video, we were keeping a little counter of all of the American Eagle denim that I picked up. I think it was up to like 12 or 13, and this was one of them. And it was one of the jegging skinny styles that I just knew would sell, especially because this was a size 22. So plus size American Eagle can do very well. I listed this for $28, which is what I list all of my American Eagle for. And somebody accepted my 10% off offer with discounted shipping. So this sold for $25. I had zero cost of goods into it because I got it at that swap meet haul. And it was only listed for 4 days. And I made $17.98. Oop, I meant to put the sticker on first, but I was talking. So I really hope that all the rest of the denim starts selling. I've been sending out a lot of, well, my Posher VA has been sending out a lot of offers for all of that denim. So I was also really glad for this one to sell because it is a bit bulkier in my inventory since it's a larger size. And hopefully somebody found something there they really like. Before this video, when I changed my shirt, my husband was like, "Are you going for a run?" And I was like, "No, I'm just filming a video with my friends in all of my activewear." Okay, next is this Woolrich sweater you saw me pull out of my closet. This sold once on eBay and was returned for fit. It is a size medium, but it's vintage. So in the listing, I think I listed it as a small, but like said it was a tagged as the medium. I'm trying to remember which way I did it. If I listed as a medium, but said it fits like a small, or if I listed it as a small, but said the vintage tag says medium. One of the two of those, but either way, I called it out in the description. I said to check measurements, I listed measurements. Unfortunately, the first buyer on eBay did return it because they said it didn't fit them. And then I got it relisted on Poshmark and it sold again really quickly. So I was excited about that. It is absolutely adorable. I don't know how well I showed this to you, but I love the color. It is kind of Fair Isle. I put Fair Isle in the description. It's 100% wool, and look at this old Woolrich tag. Let me come here and show you. Look how cool that tag is. Like, this is the kind of Woolrich to keep your eye out for. Same with Pendleton. Wool, actual wool things. Woolrich makes a lot of quality stuff, but not everything is wool anymore. There's a lot of cotton sweaters and things. So I knew this was going to sell well when I got it. I was going to wear it, and then I ended up listing it and it sold. So here we are. I still have not worn it, but that's okay. Somebody else can love it. And so it sold on Poshmark for $30. It was an offer I accepted. Ironically, that's the same offer I accepted when it was sold over on eBay. And I got it at a Goodwill retail store. My average cost of goods was $4.15. You might have seen me wrap this one and maybe in a what sold video. I'm trying to remember if the first time it was in a what sold video. But it sold the second time after only 32 days, and I made $19.85. So definitely keep your eye out for vintage Woolrich. That's wool. This was made in Hong Kong. Those are all the indicators. The older style tags. Vintage Woolrich and vintage Pendleton do the best for me in these brands, especially the like really unique patterned sweaters. Like if you're looking for a Pendleton, the like Aztec Southwestern-y type sweaters definitely sell the best. Anything like this Fair Isle stuff also sells really well. I think we're going to be able to get it in one of these Tyveks. I picked these up at my post office for free. Everything in Poshmark that I sell goes in one of the free USPS mailers. These are super cute, but there's no reason for me to invest in those. I've gotten really good feedback on all of my Poshmark shipping, even selling them or sending them in the USPS mailers. Every once in a while, I'll have an item that's just too bulky, even for the larger USPS boxes, or it needs a special box. So sometimes I will send Poshmark stuff in non-USPS packaging if I really need to. If I do that, I will always attach some of these priority mailer labels to it, just to give the post office a little bit more recognition that the brown box that they're putting through is a priority mail packaging, so it doesn't get missed and thrown in maybe a slower pile. That's probably not needed. I just feel like it's a little extra step, and all of these are free, so it's not hurting anything. All right, next we've got some shoes. So I have to determine how I want to ship these. Let's start with these Steve Maddens. Look at these guys. Some girly is gonna look so good in these. I have worn these a variety of times. I also should have recognized that these are more of like a 90s, 2000s thing, like going out the club. I don't know if people are wearing these as much today, but I hope some queen is gonna look absolutely amazing. Like, look at that platform. Look at this, like, and then this huge heel. I do really well walking around in heels, so every time I wear these, people are like, how are you wearing those? But these have been sitting on that rack, like I said earlier, for forever. And I'm always like, the people that watch my videos when I'm sitting in that chair over there are gonna be like, man, those shoes are never gonna sell. So when these sold this morning, I was like, yes, I can finally put a new pair of shoes in that spot for you guys to stare at. Okay, I think I'm gonna ship these in a 1095 box. Let me just make sure the width is gonna be right if I wrap them. Yeah, that's gonna be perfect. So we'll get this box. Most of these, like the small flat rate, the medium, the large flat rate that I use to ship, I don't actually order online ahead of time. I just grab them as I need them at my local post office, because they're the boxes that I'm pretty sure that all post offices just keep in stock, and you can just grab them. Same with these mailers. I just grab like a couple handfuls at a time for the volume that I'm doing, because my post office lets me, and I'm there, you know, shipping every day anyway. But the 1092, which is just a bit smaller, and the 1095 box, I do need to order because they don't have them stocked. And every once in a while I'll just find them like randomly there, like somebody like abandoned them, and I will grab them. Same thing with the shoe box that I use for some of my eBay packages. I will order that one online too, as well as the padded flat rate that I still use sometimes. This guy right here, those I will also need to order, because most post office don't keep those in stock. But these I kind of just wrap individually, package them up, stick a sticker on them, and send them out. I've never had any issues, not like bubble wrapping them or anything like that. I don't think I've actually ever had a complaint about packaging in general. I'm trying to think if I've ever had too many complaints. I didn't. I got a really nice positive feedback today on Poshmark that I sold a pair of shoes that I like showed in the picture, and I said it comes with a box. I wasn't listing them as new because they were used slightly, but it did come with the box. And then I shipped them obviously in another box. And he left me a really good, I guess it's love notes on Poshmark, saying that like I double wrapped the shoes in 2 boxes, and he such appreciated the care and devotion I put into them or something. So that was very kind of him. And I'm glad that those shoes did finally sell, because I had sold them once on eBay, and they were returned for fit a long time ago, and then they just hadn't sold again yet. So anytime I can sell something that's been returned once, I'm really glad that it hopefully finally, well, it did finally stick, because he was happy with them. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of extra packaging here. I just save everything I get from like Amazon or other stuff and use that as my void fill in my packages, so that the shoes aren't going to move around in there, and they're going to be nice and safe to get to the buyer. I do not put extra tape on these. I know a lot of people do. I have never once in the 2 years I've been doing this received a complaint or had a box get damaged. So I'm going to continue not wasting extra tape, both for the environmental factor and the cost factor. There's really no reason to. If they were popping open all the time, then sure, I would take that extra precaution, but I've never ever needed to. All right, we're going to see. These next ones might be able to go in this box too. So the next pair of shoes that sold, I'm very excited to see snow boots selling, are these Columbia. These are the powder bug style. I have quite a few snow boots right now because I've still been listing them throughout summer, and now I need them obviously to sell. Let's see if these are gonna fit in here. Those are gonna be a bit too wide, so I think we're gonna use, this is just the large flat rate. You can get this at, I believe, at any post office. They keep them in stock there because people use them. But I have a lot of snow boots, so I got a $20 offer on these, and I took it because I knew I didn't have a big cost of goods on them, and I wanted to get them done. I like using the 1092 box first if I can, because I don't have to add extra tape. But I will use this one when I need to. And one piece. I put one piece on there. Again, I've never had a complaint. I've never had a box get damaged. If a box is ever like bulging, I will sometimes secure it with extra, but in general, I put one piece on the top, one piece on the bottom, and I have never, ever, ever, ever had a problem. So there's really no use in adding more, in my opinion. So I'm just gonna lay these down here. I accepted the $20 offer on these. I got them at a Goodwill retail store. My average cost of goods was $3.03. I got these when I was in Ohio for a wedding a while ago, and my husband was the best man. I don't know why I can think of that word. And so he had to be there at the wedding quite earlier than I and the kids needed to. So we were just kind of killing time around town. We found a Goodwill. My son was still like really little in the stroller. I remember this trip. It was really cute. My daughter was like walking him around with the stroller while I was kind of shopping. But that Goodwill had a lot cheaper prices than mine did. So than mine do out here in Maryland, being in Northwest Ohio. So it was only $3.03. It was listed for 274 days, and I made $12.97. I do like picking up Columbia snow boots. Oh dear. I'm talking and doing all kinds of stuff. I do like picking up Columbia snow boots. I will pick them up almost every time if I can get them for like $5, $6 or less. I also really like picking up Kamek, Merrell, Keen, North Face, and Sorel. Those are the main probably boot brands that I will pick up, especially in kids' boots. All right. And last but not least are an absolutely beautiful pair of Doc Martens. I did not list these as brand new, but they are almost brand new. I mean, look at that. These are absolutely beautiful. They are I checked these because these are a size 4, and I know I also have a size 12 listed, but I was very excited to see this come through because these sold on Poshmark for $58. I did buy them at a Goodwill retail store for $12. I did not average my cost of goods that day because I had a couple things like this that were driving the cost up. So I put these in my spreadsheet as $12, and then I averaged everything else. These were only listed for 32 days, and I made $32.38. All right, this is also too big for that. I'm thinking, so this is the medium flat rate. I am gonna see if this would fit in there nicely or not. So before I tape it, we're gonna do a little test. Does anybody else do this for their boxes? Because I don't want them to be too scrunched. Yeah, this is gonna be perfect. Okay, so let me tape this. I obviously really like selling Doc Martens. I don't find them a ton, but I do find them every once in a while. They tend to sell well. And all right, so what I'm gonna do for these, because I don't want these, the Columbia ones I wasn't concerned about. They were just canvas, but I don't want these rubbing against each other in transit because they're beautiful, and I don't want the leather to get scratched even against itself. So I'm gonna put one down, and then I'm gonna fold this over top. And then I'm gonna put the other down. And then I'll put the paper on top to keep that one safe also. I usually always do that with leather, suede, anything that I don't want rubbing together in transit. The Columbia boots being rubber and canvas, it's not going to hurt it, but something like this, especially for something that sold for $58, I want to make sure it gets there in just as beautiful of condition as it currently is. Alright, so that is my last package today. Well, hopefully I'll still sell a couple more things this afternoon or evening and I'll get those packaged up. But obviously that will be off camera. So again, let me know if you like the style video. I got pretty good feedback last time, but I want to keep doing things that are entertaining for you guys to watch and hopefully a little bit educational. I hope you're having a wonderful, hi, where are you? Zoom by. Woo! Now she wants to play. I hope you're having a wonderful November, not Thanksgiving. I said Thanksgiving at the beginning of the video. It's still a couple weeks for Thanksgiving. I hope you're getting ready. I know I'm getting very excited to put my Christmas decorations up, but I'm an after Thanksgiving type of girly. But if you're not, do your thing. Get your tree up. Do it whenever you want to. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.